Hey, good morning. Happy Friday. Hope everybody had a fantastic week. We wanted to hop on today and talk about something that's super important in this, especially if you're just getting started. This is something that a lot of people talk about to us with, and it's how you can build credibility, especially when you're just getting started. So we wanted to talk about 3 ways you can build credibility and automatically become somebody that people want to follow. If this is your first time tuning in with us, I'm Mike.
I'm Carla.
We're with MikeandCarla.ca and Rise Marketing Academy. And we help people build their business using the power of social media and actual marketing skills. Drop us a line. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Love connecting with everybody in the community. Even if it's on the replay, drop us a hashtag replay. We will circle back and give you a shout out. So credibility, something that we need when we're trying to build a business, right?
Absolutely.
And something that a lot of people, when they're just getting started, feel that they don't have, even though they do. And these are some ways that you can really start to build that and work on that.
And even help your team with that, right?
Yep.
So a lot of times if you're training somebody new and they're new into the industry, or maybe they've, tested it out in the past and it hasn't worked out that well for them. Well, this is something that you can teach your team members as well. And, you've probably been through it too, but just,
hey, good morning.
I'm guessing it's Bill, the mystery.
We can't, on StreamYard, we can't see who you are unless you give it permission. It just says Facebook user, but hey.
Okay, so actually, let's just start with a little bit of a credibility myth, right? So, this is something we hear all the time, that you have to be an expert, right? Like maybe I can't share this certain tip because I'm not an expert in that. It is Bill.
Hey, Billy, how you doing?
I can't share a tip, or I'm not able to talk about something because I'm not an expert, right? Yep. Well, you don't have to be an expert. And even the biggest thing to think about it is, you just have to know a piece of information that someone else may not know.
One of our favorite mentors put this in the best state there. Describe this in the best way. Sorry. He said, you don't, when you're one,
oh my gosh.
Holy, I can't talk this morning. If you're trying to be an expert, you don't need to know everything. And the way he phrased it is, picture yourself back in elementary school when you were in grade 1 and you looked at that grade 4 student or that grade 3 student. You're like, oh my gosh, those people know everything. They're just like genius. They're God, right? Well, that is how you can position yourself in your business. You don't need to know everything. You just need to know a little bit more than that other person, and you can share some value with them. Just kind of deliver some information that maybe they haven't heard before. That is really all it takes, right?
Yeah, being a chapter ahead of a book a book, That's basically about it. So 3 quick ways that you can build credibility. So the first one is actually simply just sharing your story, because your story is your experience. It cannot be right or wrong, and it's very powerful. And what kind of story do you want to share? Well, you probably want to share a story of triumph, a story where you've overcome an obstacle, because stories where you just clicked your fingers and $1 million appeared are boring. Nobody is going to read that story, right?
Yeah, and then they're not attainable. People don't find it realistic. People don't find it achievable.
People don't find it credible.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, like just sharing your story and sharing what you've learned can often position you just even that little bit above. And people are like, hey, well, what's Billy onto here? I'm curious. And getting people curious is the number 1 step to causing people to reach out.
Exactly. So number 2 is, okay, so think about a teacher. When you think of a teacher, what comes to mind, right? What's the first thing you think of? Oh, well, they're credible because they are teaching me something. Yep. And there's something in the room that makes the teacher very credible when they stand in front of it, right? Yep. So standing in front of a blackboard, which we don't have anymore, but we have whiteboards or something like that where you're teaching, yep, it brings instant credibility because you're teaching something.
Yeah, a way you can do that online, which you see lots of times in here in Rise Marketing Academy, is through webinar, through like a PowerPoint presentation. Mm-hmm. So same kind of thing. You're positioning yourself as an expert through teaching, through providing information, delivering value, yeah, and sharing information with people that you find valuable, and sharing how it has helped you as well. Sharing your story, number 1, as you're going through the teaching process, can be amazingly powerful.
Okay, so the last one is to do an interview. Hey, good morning, Chris and Susan, or good afternoon to you. The last one is to do an interview. So that is a great way to
Speaking of interviews, we need to interview Chris and Susan Beasley soon.
Yes. That is a great way to build credibility because you are seen with a person of influence who's had a success, who's sharing a story, right?
Yep.
Who's a little bit ahead of your audience and who can also teach them something. So it's like a triple whammy when you do an interview.
Yep. So there you go, guys.
Really
three simple ways that you can start building your credibility and having that influence so people start to follow you and ask for more information.
Yes.
We hope you found some value in this. Drop us some love, share it with your team, and bring people all on over to Rise Marketing Academy. We're doing our best to raise the industry, raise the tide so all the boats rise, and we're here to do this with everybody just like you. So bring them on over to Rise Marketing Academy.
Yes, cocktail time for sure, Chris and Susan.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much for spending your time with us, you guys. We truly appreciate you. Have a fantastic weekend, and we will be back again next week. Take care.